again. It's time for another update on 101 Pans. This is 101 Pans Update 6. I'm really excited about this update, and if you want to see how well I have done or if I have hit any more pans, then just make sure to keep on watching. But first, make sure you guys subscribe by clicking that subscribe button. Also, while you're at it, be sure to turn on those notifications so that YouTube will notify you every time I upload. All you have to do is click the little bell and bam, you're good to go. Given so much attention and been focusing on my Pan Those eyeshadows this past month, and I'm really proud of myself.
When it hurts like this,
everybody, thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new here, I would hope that you would subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Today's video is my 6th update on 101 Pans. So far in total, I have hit 27 pans. I'm a quarter of the way through, but I definitely don't see myself hitting 101 pans by the end of the year. But here's to trying, right? It's just a great project. It's a lot of fun, and I have really been enjoying it. And I think when the end of the year comes, I'm going to continue to do a Pan Those Eyeshadows type of series over here on my channel. But for now, let's just go ahead and get into it, you guys. I have done rather well this update. I do have one new pan to share with you guys. I'm really excited about that. It is always such an accomplishment to me when I'm able to hit pan in any of my Pan Those eyeshadows or my Pan That palette. My last month's update will be listed in the cards as well as the playlist to this project if you want to go binge and get caught up on all the other updates prior to this one. As a lot of you guys know, I have been doing this project a little bit differently, between 25 to 35 uses on any eyeshadow I have in this project, or 3 months of use in the project is when I am deciding to then give myself a chance to roll out that palette and pick a new one. And then how I have been doing it is I randomly select the palette and then I choose the 2 shadows in the palette of my choosing. This update will be the last time I'm going to be doing it this way, since we are going to be picking a couple new palettes this update. My inventory and all of my individual eyeshadow pan count is almost complete. It's not quite there yet, but once I have counted out all 2,000 plus eyeshadows that I got, which is mind-blowing, you guys. Who needs 2,000 something eyeshadows? It's nuts, but that's where I'm at right now. But once I finish completely counting them out individually, I will then just randomly select a shadow by entering 1 through 2,000 and however many it is into a number generator. I will share with you guys the progress and let you know which palettes are going to be rolled out. Obviously, the one that I have hit a pan on will be getting rolled out. Let's go ahead and start with my Dose of Colors Francation palette, since this has been in the longest. This palette, as well as my ColourPop Mar palette, have been in since January 26th, so they have definitely been in longer than 3 months. I had the shades Basic and Just a Kiss. And you guys, Dose of Colors eyeshadows are quite hard to hit pan on, just as well as ColourPop's shadows. I don't know anybody who has ever hit pan in any Dose of Colors palette. For the shade Basic, I have used this a total of 29 times, you guys, and there's like just the slightest dip in there. As you can see from the photos that I insert from the comparison shots, there's not a whole lot of like progress in comparison, which is crazy because 29 times is kind of a lot of use, and there's just the slightest dip in there, as you can see. For the shade Just a Kiss, I have used this a total of 22 times times. For basic, on last month's update, I used it 15 times. So I have used it 9 more times since last update. And for Just a Kiss, last month I used it a total of 13 times. So I have used this 9 more times this past month, which is quite impressive, you guys. Like I said, I've really been buckling down and using my shadows as much as I possibly can. I've been doing a no pan left behind challenge over on my Instagram, and it's been a lot of fun and helping me use every shadow in all of my eyeshadow palettes, which is going to take quite a while. By doing my challenges and really buckling down, it's helped me tremendously to really just reach for my pan those eyeshadows more on a daily basis. Of course, I use this to set my eye primer, but I didn't get a whole lot of use out of it this past month because I was reaching for my ColourPop one, which I will share with you guys in this update as well. So this palette is going to be getting rolled out. We will be picking a new palette for the Dose of Colors Francation. The next palette that's going to be getting rolled out is my ColourPop Mar palette, which has also been in since January 26th. These two palettes were chosen together. And here I have the shades Top Down and My Way. And Top Down, I have used a total of 27 times since being in the project. As you can see, there is just the slightest dip there, but 27 uses, and I'm just starting to get a dip. It is crazy. ColourPop makes great eyeshadow formula. I don't know too many people that have hit pan on ColourPop shadows either. Then for My Way, I have used My Way a total of 23 times since being in the project. It's decent progress. I'm really proud of myself. It's more progress than I have really given myself the chance to do in quite a few months, you guys. I'm so proud of how well I have been doing using my pan those eyeshadows this past month. So I will gladly take that. It is quite a bit of progress there. As you can see from the photos, the comparison shots, there's a little bit of progress and a little bit of comparison there, but nothing too crazy. I would imagine it probably would take about 50 plus uses to hit pan on one of these ColourPop shadows. This will be getting rolled out as well. And then the palette that is going to stay in for this update is my ColourPop Through My Eyes palette, which this was rolled in on last month's update. And I picked the shades In a Wink and Nostalgia right here, these two shadows. And I have been working diligently on the shade In a Wink. Every single day that I do my makeup, I use this to set my concealer. I use it to also blend out any harsh edges. These light cream shades are so good for that. And then this has been a great transition color that I've been using throughout the month as well, the shade Nostalgia. For the shade In a Wink, I have used this a total of 21 times since the last month update when it got rolled in. So that's really impressive. That's almost every single day of the month. And then for the shade Nostalgia, I have used this a total of 16 times. So it's still really great progress. This is going to stay in, and I will continue to work on these two shades. This is a really great palette. This is just, I feel this is so underrated from ColourPop. There's so many creative, countless types of looks that you can do with this palette. I'm really glad that I own it. The Through My Eyes palette is staying in, and we will continue to work on her. And then the last palette that was rolled in on my last month's update is the Morphe 35V palette. I picked these shades Knockouts and Shameless right here. And as you can see, there is my baby pan in the palette in the shade Knockout. I'm so very proud of myself. I'm so excited that I hit pan. I've used this shade 31 times is how many times it took me to hit the pan. I've noticed I'm rather quite successful with hitting pan on Morphe's 35 pan palettes, more so than I am with a lot of other formulas. And it takes me about between 30 to 35 uses before I do hit pan. When I was getting up there at like 29, 30, I knew I was getting ready to hit the pan. I'm just so excited. I use this every day as my inner corner highlight. I'm actually wearing it today day and my brow bone. And I would also use it on my nose and my Cupid's bow for my highlight. Every single day I've used that. Even when I wasn't wearing makeup, I would apply this shadow. And then the shade Shameless, I have used a total of 14 times so far. Usually how I do it is when I hit pan on a shadow, I roll in a new palette, which we will be rolling in actually 3 new palettes since the other 2 are getting rolled out because they've been in since January, and I hit pan on this. But I'm gonna choose to just keep working on the shade Shameless here, just on the side kinda. If I happen to hit pan, just because there is a nice dip in there, there's a lot of progress in there. So I will actually be picking 3 new palettes with 5 more shadows altogether I will be choosing. So 2 shades per palette since I'm rolling in 3 palettes and I'm keeping in this shade. I will only pick 1 shadow from the last palette that I pick. I hope this makes sense to you guys. It's just my method of madness and it works for me. But like I said, moving forward from this moment forward on my next updates to come, it's just going to be picking them just straight from my inventory spreadsheet, and whatever shades it picks for me are the shades I'm going to use. When I hit a pan, I will just be replacing it with 1 shadow, but I am just replacing this with 1 shadow. The same rule of thumb will still apply on after approximately 3 months and between 30 to 40 uses. If I'm feeling unsuccessful, I will still be choosing the palettes. If I choose to, I would just be picking them from a spreadsheet moving forward. Here are some swatches of the 2 shades from the Morphe 35V palette, and you guys, the 35V and the 35H, and since they have reformulated, their shadows are quite amazing. These are so creamy and just metallic foiled goodness. As you can see there, look how blindingly beautiful those are. They do apply on the eyes so beautifully. You can pick them up easily with a brush, which I can definitely appreciate since my nails, I have acrylics on. It's really hard for me to pick up any type of shadows with my fingers and apply them on my eyes. I'm really impressed with these shadows. This one is just a great day-to-day, like 1 crease color and put this on your lid. Is how I have been using this one a lot. Just beautiful shades. The 35V will be staying in, and I'm going to continue working on the shade Shameless, this one right here. But I will be choosing a new palette at random to replace this shade Knockout that I did hit pan in. So now it's time to pick 3 new palettes. And I'm going to be picking 5 shades. And I kind of like doing it this way by giving myself the option to roll in palettes or roll them out after approximately 3 months and or between 30 to 40 uses. It's kind of been very helpful to me, and it kind of keeps it fun and fresh and just helps me to continually further cycle through my eyeshadow palettes because I have such a large collection. So I think this way just kind of keeps it more fun and interesting as well. I entered all of my eyeshadow palettes, which is 148 palettes, into the number generator. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick 3 numbers, and then I will show you my inventory. You can see what palette lines up with these 3 numbers, and we will get the palettes. 57, 94, and 41. Now, let me show you the palettes as they line up to my inventory, and then I will get the palettes, pick my shades, and then come back and we will wrap this video up. Okay, so as you guys can see here, I have all my palettes typed out, and then I have my count, which the first number is according to my inventory. So we're at like 415 number-wise when the eyeshadow palettes started. And then the slash with this number on the right-hand side is the count of the actual palettes that I own. And then I also do the total shades in each palette, as well as how many times I will use my palettes, just to kind of help me see what palettes are being used and how often. And the shades that are highlighted, the light blue, are the shades that are in my current rotation for the Pan Those eyeshadows, which will actually change when we go ahead and pick these new palettes. The first number was number 57. So if I scroll down here and find number 57 right here, that is my Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette, which I'm so excited about. And then let's scroll down. Number 94 right here is my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. And then the last number that I drew was number 41, and that is my BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. Okay, you guys, so here are the 3 palettes that were chosen. The Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette, the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea, and the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette, which was actually in my rotation for this earlier on when I first started this project. This palette was in, and I had previously had the shades Magical and Boho. We'll insert in the cards the video that I had these 2 shades in. I'm excited it got chosen again. Hey, out of 150 eyeshadow palettes almost, of course it's got to choose one of them twice, right? Sat down and I just quickly picked shadows, you guys. I didn't want to give it a whole lot of thought, because the more I sat there, the more I thought and went over the shadows to pick them, the longer it would have taken me. So let me just go ahead and go over the 2 shadows that I picked from the Jawbreaker palette first. Everybody knows this beautiful, colorful palette, you guys. I'm getting a lot of enjoyment out of this. I have done some very fun, colorful looks with this. If I have any photos of some looks, I will insert them to show you. But I went ahead and went with the shade Gumdrop, this beautiful light lavender pastel purple right here. And then I went in and I decided to go ahead and pick the shade Good Morning, which is this off like pinky, real light pinky white shade, just because I don't have a matte bone cream shade anymore. And since I'm having the option to still choose my palettes, this is the last update that I will be choosing my own shades. Moving forward now, there's gonna be no more choosing. So I figured, why not have another light cream colored shade? So I went with the shade Good Morning and Gumdrop from the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette. Then from the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette, I went ahead and chose the shades Spirit right here, just this real fun iridescent like shimmer shade, as well as the shade Electric, this matte pink shade from the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. And then for the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea palette, this is the palette I decided to pick the one shadow that I needed to replace the shade Knockout from the 35V that I hit pan on. I just went ahead and I picked the shade Heat Wave right here from the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea palette. This is an all shimmer palette except for the exception of this shade. I figured, why not? They're all very similar in tone, so I just went with the shade Heat Wave in the Rainforest of the Sea palette, and I already have them all swatched out. Here is my color story that I am working with now. Sorry my swatches aren't that great, you guys. But this is my new color story, including the 2 shades from the Through My Eyes palette from ColourPop right here. So this is the shade Heat Wave from the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea palette. This is the shade Shameless from my Morphe 35V that I'm still going to work on. This is the shade In a Wink from the Through My Eyes palette. This is the shade Nostalgia from the Through My Eyes. Here is the shade Spirit from the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival, as well as the shade Electric, and then Gumdrop and Good Morning right here from the Jawbreaker palette. I have quite some variation of shadows and tones here. Let me know if you guys would be interested in ever seeing any types of videos where I do a eye look using my Pan Those eyeshadows. Leave me a comment down below and let me know. I'm really curious to see what I can come up with. I mean, granted, I know I probably won't use all of these for one eye look, but I might. Those are my new tones and those are my new shadows for this update and this rotation for 101 pans. I'm really excited and I'm just feeling very optimistic. I'm feeling very motivated to continue to just keep hitting them pans, you guys. This project is so much fun. If you are interested in joining in any type of Pan Those eyeshadows, it's never too late to join. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you are doing a Pan Those eyeshadows and how well and how many pans you have hit. should always be fun and enjoyable experience, and same with project panning. If you're not enjoying panning something or you're struggling, I absolutely 100% believe in just taking that product out and working on something that you would feel more successful and that you thoroughly enjoy and love. That's everything for this video, you guys, and that's everything for this update. We will be back in another month to check in and see how well and how much progress I have on these newest shades picked for 101 pans. And again, if you are interested in seeing a video of me doing an eye look or a get ready with me using my Pan Those eyeshadow shades, please leave me a comment and let me know. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It helps my channel out so much, you guys. Subscribe and comment down below. And until my next video, everybody enjoy the rest of their day. Bye.